Stars win! They grind out this a lot tighter game. Definitely a lot different game than the first one. Yeah, let's just get right into it. Dallas playing Nashville for the second game of the season. They played the first one against Nashville. You know, they're doing the series type thing this season, you know, with the whole pandemic and all that stuff. This one was a lot more defensive from both ends. Lots of shots were being blocked. For the first half of the first period, it kind of was looking like it was more Nashville controlling play. And again, we looked to Dobie, the goalie warrior. He came up pretty big in this game too. He wasn't quite as busy, but he was just as big. They started early, and the Preds are putting some of their best chances of the game on. Arvidsson's coming down on the left wing, and he passes it out to the slot to Fabro, and he's kind of wide open in the slot, and he fires one on Dobie, and Dobie does kind of a stand-up goalie type save. One knee down, one leg kind of up, kind of just like this, and it went off like his block or arm, his leg or something, and just straight down. And Fabro was like, how the heck is this happening? And I did the same kind of action, but more or less like, I'm so happy that this keeps happening. Like, thank you, Dobie. After that, Stars finally started getting a little bit more zone time. They catch up in shots, and with about 5 minutes left, the shots are 4-4. They're on the power play. Hintz comes ripping down the left wing, and he does a little drop pass for Gurionov, and he rips a quick shot, but Saros is there. He sticks to his post, and he denies him. But it was a nice little play, and I love seeing those guys together. I'm so happy that when they play together, because they're just so dynamic and fast, and they just create so much with their speed. But off that face-off, they win it. They get it down to Pavelski, who's behind the net, feeds it out across to Gurionov, who's up in the slot, and he one-times that home past Saros' glove. It's 1-0 Stars, and that's another power play goal. We finished last game 5 for 8. We start this game 1 for 1. Go into the second period. The shots were 6-4 at the end of the first. Not a very high scoring, but like I said, there's a lot of shots blocked. But Dallas basically continues where they left off at the end of the first there, and they're putting pressure on and getting some zone time, and they're wearing down Saros. And Heiskanen makes a centering pass, and it deflects in front to the net off of Ellis' skate, and Dowling almost bats it in, and Saros just got there with the pad in time. Dallas goes back on the power play, and they come flying in with speed. They get kind of a bouncing puck. Gurionov takes a whack at it. It doesn't look like he really got much of it, and Saros was able to clean that up. And the time's winding down. There's a couple seconds left on the power play. It's like very minimal. Hintz comes in, and he wires a Hintz type shot, just a slick wrister. Looks like Saros saves it, and then all of a sudden it's in the net. It like went off of his arm, across his body, down his pad, down the back of his pad, across the line in the net. And Razor Ray said it best, is that's a Hintz type goal. You just find a way to get in the net. I love it, and he's continuing his awesome play. And now it's 2-0 Stars. Nashville would then get a power play of their own. They get a nice little pass and play, nice little tic-tac-toe type deal, and Forsberg finishes it off, puts it in the back of the net. Nashville finally scores, and it's a 2-1 game. And they get a power play goal of their own. Finally cracked Dallas. Dallas is no longer perfect on the penalty kill, and they've now given up as many as they've gotten when on the penalty kill. Remember, Asa scored one on the penalty kill last game. But yeah, that brings us to a 2-1 game. The shots actually got to 14-4 at one point, so Dallas had 13 straight shots. Stars continue to do a decent job pressuring late in the game. Gurionov gets another look in tight. Saros gets the pad on it, denies it, and it takes us to the third period as a 2-1. The shots were 17-7 to end the second. So we kept them to 7 shots after 2 periods. That's crazy. Nashville looked a little hungry in the third, made me nervous, but they ended up taking the penalty. So Dallas goes on the power play. It didn't look too great off the start, but as it's winding down the last 10 seconds, they start working it around. They get it to Pavelski, same spot where he scored that snipe angled shot, that super sharp angle. He goes down on one knee and he rips it in top shelf. Oh my gosh, was that a beautiful shot. It's 3-1 Dallas. He gives us that 2-goal lead back. Captain America, let's go. Nashville ain't going away this time. So they're starting to get desperate, and they're pushing hard. They're playing a lot better this game than they were last game, and can't deny that. They're working around in the zone. Arvidsson has it on like the half wall, a little bit above the face-off dot, and he fires when it gets blocked. And the second time he fires it, Granlund stand out front, and he gets a stick on it, and he tips it past Dobie. And now it's a 1-goal game again, 3-2. Shots are 20-11, 8 minutes left. Nationals keep still putting the pressure on because they got another goal to make up, and this is Dobie's time to shine. Arvidsson makes a nice little between the leg dangle on Klingberg, gets around him, puts a shot on. Dobie gets a pad on it. Another stand-up type save, denies him. Nashville does end up going on the power play. Dobie doing Dobie things. Continues to shut the door. He makes a sassy glove save. I remember I was watching with my roommate, and I saw that save and I was like, wow, that was a sassy glove. And then not too long after, Razor was like, yeah, that glove was sassy. Fair to say it was a sassy glove save. It was. Preds then pulled the goalie. We got a minute left. They work it around, get that cross crease pass. Arvidsson fires it. I can't quite tell if Dobie got a butt end or if it just hit the end of the net, but he didn't quite get it. Missing that, it came back out. They work it back across to him. Dobie reads it, gets across. That time he gets it, and he stops it from going in the net. He saves the game. Dobie Warrior doing Dobie things. Wow, I love that man. Every game, I become a bigger fan of Dobie. Like the amount of fight for every single puck that he has, just like fires up the team and fuels the team, and that's what you see after the first periods. They're kind of slow, and when that happens, you really look at it. You have an average goalie in there. Games are going to be a lot harder to come back from. Like games were coming back from like a 1 or 2-0. They could easily be 4 or 5 just in the first period. Like last season, you look at that and like Dobie's just so good, and he does everything he can to keep that puck out of the net, and he proves that night in and night out, and that makes the guys on the team just want to do everything they can to get him the win. Let's get into the post game. Anton Khudobin finished the game. He finished with 17 shots against. He saved 15. That gave him an .882 save percentage, but on the season he's still looking pretty good because of 34 save shutout 2 nights ago. Pavelski and Hintz, they both dropped 3-point games. Hintz and Pavelski both 1 goal, 2 assists. Gurianov added another goal. Khudobin actually added an assist in this game. He assisted on the one that Hintz squeaked in. The shots in the first were 6-4 for Dallas. They were 11-3 in the second for Dallas. And then in the third, Nashville, like I said, they started putting some pressure on, and they actually had the shot advantage in the third, 10-5, for a total of 22-17 for Dallas. The faceoffs were a little closer tonight. It was 31-30 for Nashville. The power plays, again, were a little closer tonight, but still in favor of Dallas. Dallas was 3 for 4. Nashville was 1 for 4. The hits, Nashville took this one tonight. They had 24, Dallas had 18. My player of the game, I'm going to give it to Dobie. If you can't tell by how this video went, I thought even though he only faced 17 shots and 2 got past him, he still, a lot of the saves he made were good saves. Like, it wasn't an easy night for him as much as it kind of looked like it might be, and he just continues to do an unreal job in that net. I do want to put out an honorable mention though. Dellandrea, he played again tonight, and that guy, he took a beating. He blocked a couple shots on the same shift, and oh boy, that stung, and you could tell. But he's a warrior, and he kept getting knocked down, but man, did he keep getting back up. And that's good to see. He's a resilient guy, and that's exciting to see how he progresses, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. But like I said, I am giving it to Dobie. I just wanted to throw that out there because he deserved recognition tonight. He had a really good game too. Even though the stats might not show up saying that, the eye test was very well. He played a good game, and he was battling for on every shift, so that was awesome. If there's anything else you would like to add, put that down in the comments below if you feel like I missed it, or just want to add to something that I may have touched on. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like. I appreciate that very much. And hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell so you're notified when my videos come out. I will talk to you at the next game.